Slice the oranges, rub in the deep heat, and strap yourself in for a great sports story. Welcome to 1 Week at a Time.
So I grew up in Tatura with my family, obviously, and probably about 5 or 6 I came down to the Oval with my old man and started having a kick and made some friends along the way, and that's how I got involved. Player coach, became less of a player this year and more of a coach, which was good. This year, pre-season time, we knew that we were thereabouts. We had a good group of local boys that are all mates off the pitch, so a tight-knit group of boys from around here.
In terms of your team heading into finals,
Yep.
You know, you've got Shep South there who are undefeated.
Yep.
They're the only team to really knock you off
Yep.
for the year. What's your mindset going in? Do you think you can get them, or do you think we're going to need a bit of luck?
As soon as we won that prelim final here, you could just kind of sense that there was going to be a big build up to it, and you start seeing people around the club that you haven't seen in a long time, and there's people coming up to you and saying about how big it is and how much it means to people. So just hearing stuff like that gets you really excited. We took a bus up there, all the fans there as well. Our women actually played earlier on in the day, so it was their first premiership in many years. I don't know the exact timeline, but it was, yeah. So we had a heap of fans there to watch them. We scored probably in the first 20 or 30 minutes. Boys were up and about, played really well. Coming at half time, we're looking good, lads. Just keep doing what we're doing. But it started to bucket down rain in the first half, absolutely pissed down, and we knew that it was going to kind of change the context of things. And then we came out after half time and they kind of shocked us a bit and scored quite early. So that changed the complexion of things a bit. And then obviously the rest of the game played out, and it kind of could have gone either way, but finished 1-1 in normal time. So that was the first 90 minutes, yeah.
What are you saying to the team as you start extra time? Have you got any words of wisdom or any motivational speeches up your sleeve?
The one I saw, I think it was off TikTok during the week. It was, if it's meant to be, then it's got to be me. And I kept saying that to the boys. I said, look, lads, if we're going to win it, you've got to be the one to make it happen. So that was what we just kept drawing in.
You've given the TikTok rousing speech. How did the next 30 minutes play out?
Yeah, so then I've made, I think, 3 subs at the end of full time. So I've been one of them to come on. And about 2 minutes after I've come on, I've hit a free kick, and I reckon I've hit the first man in the wall. They've gone straight up the other end. We've given away a penalty and they've scored the penalty. So we've gone 2-1 down in about the 93rd minute. For the rest of extra time, we just kept pushing for a goal. We were throwing everything at them. We had a heap of chances as well. We were coming and we had, shots galore, but nothing was going in. The keeper made a few great saves. And then I remember the ref saying 1 minute to go when they had a goal kick. So they kicked it out for a throw-in on the goal kick, and we threw it, quickly switched it. The ball came to Fraser, our winger, and then he obviously played it through to me, edge of the 18-yard box. And then I think I took my first touch into the 18-yard box, and the bloke that was defending me knew I was a left footer, so I could see that every time I went to go onto my left foot, he kept blocking it. So I thought, I've got to take this shot because it's all he's going to give me, and I've hit it with me right. I've hit it and I'm watching it, and I knew it was going to hit the post, and it was just a matter of, if it hit the post, is it going to come back in or is it going to come straight out? And then it was a bit of a blur, but when it hit the net, I just remember turning around and start running, and I think I shrugged off about 5 blokes in our team. Somehow our goalkeeper was the first to get to me, and I was just, it was crazy. It was definitely the craziest thing that's ever happened in my career. The fans were all going crazy. I hadn't heard anything that loud in a long time at a soccer game. Before we could finish celebrating, the ref blew the whistle full time, so straight to penalties.
You've just scored an amazing goal.
Yeah.
What do you do to just get yourself back prepared mentally? Did you feel like you had the edge on the opposition after that goal? What was the sort of moment in that match?
After we scored that goal, it almost felt like we won, because you looked over at them and they were just so broken to an extent, as they would be. They thought they had it won. And then you could see our boys, everyone's up and about, smiling like, we've got this, lads. And I suppose my next job was to try to pick the penalty takers, which is another challenge in itself, because it's one of them things where you've just got to be confident. And I just said to the boys, whoever wants to take one, get up there and take one. And 5 blokes put their hand up. So we've got our 5th bloke, Mason Smith, taking the penalty to win it all.
What were you thinking when Mason was walking up to take the penalty? Did you have full confidence in him, or was he one that was a little bit dubious? Or?
Yeah, it's a funny thing, because he's a bit of a cult hero, old Mason. He'd just come on off the bench. And I think when he stepped up to take that penalty, everyone in the crowd was like, oh no, not. There wasn't much confidence in Mason, but the three weeks prior, we'd be practicing penalties here and he didn't miss one at all. So I was very confident that if anyone had to take it, he'd be the one. So he got up there and he absolutely blasted it into the top corner, and it was so relieving to see that ball hit the back of the net and just celebrate. It's massive for the club to get something like that done, and it's rewarding for all the volunteers and our president and whatnot to see some success here. So it was well overdue, and everyone deserved it. So couldn't be happier.
And last question for you is you seem like a very modest person, but do you think that the victory was all you? Like, I mean, you've slotted it in the goal.
I remember sitting on the bus on the way back with my best mate Cody and our captain as well, and I said, I feel terrible because I've kicked this goal and everyone's acting like I'm the Messiah, but the lads have been out there for 120 minutes grinding it out, and I'm getting all the credit, and everyone's watching this goal back on replay, and I'm thinking, gee, I feel sorry for these lads that have just battled it out for 120 minutes in the rain. I've come on for 20 and knocked one in, but I just am so happy that we won, and I don't care how we did it either. So if you had said that we won on penalties, I would have taken it the week before. So just happy.